Hey family, listen, I am so glad to see y'all. Listen, keep praying for me because I am striving to try to make sure that I get on here um, more consistently. That's been one of my prayers, to be more consistent, especially in the things of God. But I am coming on here because I need to share today about, and just real quick, because I'm coming out of prayer, I'm getting ready to go to bed. So I'm sorry if I look frazzled because it's time to go to bed. But just wanted to come on here real quick and talk with you all about facts and decisions, okay? Now I know some of y'all like facts and decisions. What does that mean? What is that about? Well, I'm gonna tell you. It is a fact, and I'm just talking about, life in general. Will that be, family history, health, um, background, whatever the case may be. There are certain facts, okay? Um, it is either a fact that you were either born, of a certain ethnicity, a certain culture, a certain color, that's facts, okay? If you go to the doctor and you receive a diagnosis, based off of the evidence, the blood tests, the lab results, the whatever, they present you with the scientific facts. Those are things that are presented. You know, we're not in denial about it. We're not saying it's not real. It's just a fact. But just because something is a fact does not dictate your decisions. Okay? Meaning, and I'm going to say it like this, and I'm going to use my family as an example. My childhood growing up was chaotic, okay? And I'm just going to say this: hurt people, okay? So, because of the pattern of behavior that was learned from people who had been traumatized and hurt, um, they went on to have children that they traumatized and hurt, okay? Now, given where I came from, it is a fact that my household was chaotic and dysfunctional growing up. But I had a choice and I had decisions to make concerning my own life. And not to say that your background or your history, whatever, does not give you some type of, how can I say, does not shape your worldview to some degree. But what happens is you always have a choice or a decision. Your decisions can either keep you in the muck and mire, they can keep you grimy, or they can elevate you. So it's all about the choices and the decisions that you make as to whether you progress or whether you digress, regress, backtrack, whatever you want to call it. Those are your choices and yours alone. You have to make a decision. And if you are in disagreement, you don't believe what I'm saying, read Deuteronomy chapter 30 and start at verse 19. In that particular chapter, God had brought his people out of Egypt, and Deuteronomy is in the Old Testament. He had delivered them, and he was basically telling them, these are the standards. These are the things that I have set forth. If you want to be blessed, then do the things that are going to be conducive to you being blessed. If you want to be cursed, then choose or make the decision to be cursed, okay? And basically, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19 says, God is telling the children of Israel, he is saying, today I have set before you, life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life, okay? Choose to live. Do those things that are going to be conducive to your health and to your wealth, so that I could prosper you and I can prosper your children. And we can go more into, a little later on about how God is a holy God and there's a standard. But in living, growing up in a household, if you grew up in a Christ-centered household, but even in any household that you grew up in, even in your own household, there are certain standards. that are put into place or that are set, that the expectation is that those living within the household are going to follow, okay, certain things that dictate. And so either the people that live in the house are going to abide by, the rules and standards, or they going to do their own thing, okay? They going to do what they want to do. But whatever they decide, there is an outcome or consequence. Now, sometimes that consequence is conducive to life. Sometimes that consequence is conducive to chaos and foolishness and drama. But nevertheless, the individual has to choose. They have to make a decision. And so if you are sitting around and you are looking at your life and you going, well, why is this happening to me? Why is this going on? Why is this so-and-so, so-and-so? I'm not saying that there are not spiritual forces, a darkness at work, because the Bible does tell us that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but we do wrestle against principalities and powers and spirits, okay? So, thus the education of the word, getting to know and learning God. But the bigger picture is that you have a choice. There are things that you have to choose. You have to either choose to be blessed, you have to choose to be cursed, you have to choose life, or you have to choose death. So just because you came from somewhere does not mean that you have to stay there. Okay, just because your mom was an alcoholic, just because your dad was a drug addict, just because they engaged in domestic violence, okay, just because your uncle or cousin or whoever may have sexually accosted you. Yes, those things are painful. Yes, they hurt. Yes, they are devastating, but you don't have to stay there. Choose life. You know you need help, seek help out. Help is not going to come to you. You need to go and seek it out. And let me take that back. I'm not even going to say help won't come to you, because God will send signs and messages and different things that people will say. You may run across something in the store that says, something like help today if you've been a victim. Those are all lifesavers, reaching out, saying get the help that you need. Don't be ashamed to get the help. Don't be ashamed to call on God. Don't be ashamed to cry out. Understand that healing hurts, okay? So if you've ever broken an arm, if you've ever had a baby, if you've ever had any type of surgery, any type of procedure, usually afterwards they give you some pain medicine. They tell you to rest. They tell you to take your time. Why? Because your body is restoring itself. It is healing. And the pain medication is given as a way to ease the pain. That's the salve and the oil of the Holy Spirit. That's why you cry out. That's why you go before God to receive that salve, that oil, the healing properties and power of the Holy Spirit, because you are recovering. So in an effort to recover or heal, sometimes there is pain, and you want to take your pain medication. You want to dose up on the Holy Spirit before the pain sets in. You want to get ahead of it. So in other words, you want to take your hydrocodone or your whatever you're taking before the pain from that broken bone or the incision from having a baby, if you had to have a cesarean, if you had to have your tonsils taken out, whatever it is, you want to get ahead of the pain. Here again, another choice and another decision, because you have made the choice to heal, because you have made the choice or the decision to have that cancerous whatever it is in your life cut out. Okay. Here again, you're making a decision for life. I'm going to live. I'm not going to allow what happened, in my childhood home. I'm not going to allow what happened, during my high school years to keep me from prospering. All right. The fact is that those things did happen. We're not denying that. We're not living in denial about that. We are not we're not saying that it ain't so, but what we are saying is we're not going to stay there. So, yes, the facts are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. But the decision is that even though those are the facts, I will not allow those things to hinder me. I won't allow them to keep me bound. I will not allow them to keep me from healing. I will not allow them to keep me from receiving and getting all that God has planned for me. And even the blessing part in your pain, what you don't realize is that there is somebody in this life who is either experiencing or dealing, or who has yet to be born, that will experience these traumas, and they are going to need somebody to witness and to minister to them, who can relate, who can tell them how I got out, how I made it over. So your decisions for life play a major role in your future. Don't let the facts keep you in bondage. Remember, family, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19, choose life. Don't choose death. Choose blessings. Don't choose curses. So having said that, thank y'all. And listen, I'm going to try to be back with more. Please pray for my consistency here, because it be things going on. But at any rate, I love y'all. Listen, facts and decisions, y'all. That's 24 karat living. I love y'all. See you later.